New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
And hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you here. It's 5 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone. It's Friday evening. That means it is time for the good news. Opportunity for us to get together and share some of the good news stories that remind me that we really are creating a world that works better for everyone. And that includes a great I'm just going to launch right into it because we got a lot of stories tonight. And the first up is the FCC on Thursday voted to restore net neutrality. Yay! This is a big story because this prevents broadband internet providers such as Comcast and Verizon from favoring some sites and apps over others. This was first installed back in 2015 during the Obama administration. In 2017, the Trump administration repealed those rules. Here we are in the Biden administration, and we're putting the rules back in place. Good news here on a Friday evening. And you know, folks, we get most of our stories over at the goodnewsnetwork.org. We invite you to head on over there, check them out, give them some of the love and attention they deserve. They do a great job of making sure that we have great stories to talk about. Next up, let's get into California's battery plant is one of the world's largest and is going to store solar energy for use in the evenings in LA. Now, what happens is there's a lot of solar energy in the middle of the day and not much in the evening, which is when everybody gets home and starts plugging in their cars and plugging in every other thing. So what's happening is Calpine, California is creating one of the largest batteries in the world. It'll come online later this summer. The total is 680 megawatts. 620 of that will be available this summer. And then the other 60 megawatts coming on next summer, 2024. Now, it's interesting because this is designed to power up to 680,000 homes, but only for 4 hours. And you guessed it, it's those 4 hours when everybody's getting home and plugging into their cars and turning on all their stuff. I don't know about you. My power company makes me wait till 7 o'clock before I'm allowed to use it. I get charged a higher rate up until 7 o'clock in the evening, so it waits until later after the crunch and the rates go down. Interesting. We'll have to see how this happens and how it works for all those folks out there in California. Another interesting story I found, and wow, this one just kind of captured me. University of Queensland scientists have created kind of an aha moment. They're using positive and negative ions of different sizes, and the team created electricity from CO2. They've created a nano generator, and they believe it could help improve the reputation of the CO2 molecule. So University of Queensland researcher officer Dr. Huiyang Wang, I hope I'm saying your name properly, sir, from the Dow Center for Sustainable Engineering and Innovation, was working on a nano generator that ran on a process called ion transport for about 3 years, when he suddenly realized that the device was consuming CO2 in the laboratory from the laboratory's air and using that CO2 to make it into electricity. He said, I double checked everything and it was working correctly. So I started dreaming about changing the world using this type of technology. The research project Wang and his team needed to double check and make sure that the CO2 was powering the nano generator. So they sealed it in a box, pumped CO2 into it. Now, the devices they're using are just 4 by 6 centimeters. And the team theorizes that a larger one could provide meaningful, powerful supplies to office electronics. Charge your phone, your laptop, you get the idea. They've got continued financing, and they're going to continue to expand the technology through the Australian Research Council Centre of Excellence for Green Electrochemical Transformation of Carbon Dioxide. Now, that's a handful to put on your resume if I ever heard it. But what a great idea. I love it. We're going to keep following that story. And hey, here's one from that place that says, now, why didn't we think of this one earlier? Solar panels are finding their way across Germany, specifically onto patio. Well, I forget what those are called. Deck railings, balcony railings, excuse me. There we go. They're finding their way onto balcony railings in honor of the 70th anniversary of the solar cell's mainstream entry into society. Euronews claimed that 400,000 German households have already connected their verandas and balconies to solar panels. New data shows that at least 50,000 of the PV devices were added in the first quarter of 2024 alone. Turns out things are getting easier to install. Many people can do this themselves. The technology works on the same principles and makes every bit as much sense as a rooftop system. However, it doesn't require as much electrician work. It doesn't require as much work if you're it works in more places. Even with a shallower angle due to the winter months, they won't generate more power because ultimately they're plugged into a smaller socket, but they present less of a hazard also than rooftop solar, and maybe don't even require installation fees. They can be installed where people may not have the required light, the property access, or the structural strength to install rooftop panels. On top of that, some German states are offering subsidies for a solar balcony kit. Experts say the kit itself will pay for itself in electrical savings after around 3 to 5 years, and it does have about a 20-year lifespan. Good news coming out of Europe, Central Europe. And again, this is one, folks, I'm like, now, why didn't we think of this sooner? How is it we didn't think of this one sooner? But we have now, and now we can use it. All right, we're going to take a quick break, let you learn a little bit more about what we do here on the New Thought Media Network. But please don't go away. We got a whole 2 more segments coming your way, more good news stories than we know what to do with. Tell your friends, tell your family, invite your friends and family. Come join us for more good news after these messages. We'll be right back. Yes, folks. We're back with more of the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. And as that last little video showed, we are taking a new thought on social media networking. Please come join us over at ntmedia.org. There's a button up near the top, the link that says community. Come join our community platform. It's a safe and an inviting place where we can have conversations, learn more about the programs you like here on New Thought Media Network, and build a virtual community where we can connect and support each other. We invite you to come check out what we're doing over there. All right, back into it with more good news. Now, those that know me know that I love space stories, and it turns out that Voyager 1 has, did you realize it's been over 46 years since Voyager 1 left planet Earth, and it is so far out past Pluto. It passed Pluto almost 12 years ago, and last November, scientists kind of lost touch with the spacecraft. They weren't able to determine if it was receiving message or it wasn't able to transmit messages back to us. Now, we knew that it was responding to the messages we were sending to it, but again, it couldn't respond back to us. It takes 22 and a half hours for a radio signal to reach Voyager 1, as it is over 15 billion miles away from planet Earth. Now, the good news is, and what was happening is very interesting, the code had become corrupted that controlled a key communications device. However, there's nowhere on the probe to put all that code in one place. And so scientists had to break the code up into chunks, place it in different subsystems around the unit, and then rewrite a whole bunch of other code to make sure everything was talking to itself but the way it should be. And wouldn't you know it, it happened. Scientists do say that Voyager 1 will lose power sometime in 2036, when the probe will depart the deep space network and be beyond all communications. I'm not holding my breath on that one. I'll be around in 2036. We'll report it and see what happens. The way Voyager's been going, it just keeps going and going and going. It's out there in deep space doing the good work. Hey, you don't have to go to deep space, however, to do the good work. I learned about a story that's been happening in Baltimore Harbor for the past 10 years. This is Mr. Trash Wheel. He's celebrating his 10-year anniversary. And since his installment in the Inner Harbor back in 2014, his popularity led to the installment of other trash collecting wheels, like a Gwenda, the Good Wheel of the West, and have formed and such as there's been now a family of 4 wheels that are collecting garbage. Collectively, they've collected 5.2 million pounds of garbage has floated onto their conveyor belt tongues. It's been carried up into their water wheel gullets and dropped into the floating dumpsters that are their bellies. Mr. Trash Wheel boasts an extensive fan club, the Order of the Wheel, and anyone's welcome to join that's willing to pledge a reduced reliance on single-use plastics and an intent to occasionally clean up their community. Over 3,000 members have joined the Order of the Wheel. Approximately 45,000 homes have been powered by electricity generated from the incarceration of biological waste captured by Mr. Trash Wheel and his family. Oh my gosh. The Trash Wheels clean a total of 123 square miles of water catchment. Gwendolyn and Mr. Trash each get 60 miles. Professor Trash Wheel covers 2 square miles, and Captain Trash Wheel gets just 1. We'll keep an eye on this story as well, folks. We'll let you know if we learn more about Mr. Trash Wheel. Hey, here's another good story that I love, and I have a little bit of an affinity for this story because I live here in Colorado, and we have a place here that's called the Wild Animal Sanctuary. And the Wild Animal Sanctuary has lions and tigers and bears, and oh my. And I found this story today about a San Diego-based wildlife sanctuary that has rescued 69 tigers that came from the Tiger King collection. Those might remember at the beginning of the pandemic, there was this crazy thing on Netflix called Tiger King. We're not going into that story, but there were a lot of animals that needed to be rescued, and the San Diego Wildlife Sanctuary has been working on this again. They took in 69 tigers. I know that the Wildlife Animal Sanctuary here in Colorado took in a number of tigers from that as well, but I was unable to find a specific number on their website. When they came to them, they said their condition was dire, marked by severe malnutrition, emaciation, dull skin, and other issues. The trauma from long-term abuse led to the development of uncharacteristic behaviors, such as not eating for days at a time. However, they have been able to rescue the lions and bring them back to good health, and they are now part of the sanctuary there in San Diego. What a great reminder of how nature comes back, folks. Don't care how you say it, don't care when you say it. Nature comes back, and that is our nature as humans as well as those that are of the animal kingdom. And this next story is exactly that again. What you're looking at there is known as an Australian bittern. And they disappeared from Tasmania's northern reaches for decades ago following a hydropower project in 1964 that disrupted a unique local wetlands ecosystem called the Lagoon of Islands. Now, as you can see where this is going, folks decided it was time to fix all this by raising the water level, flooding the islands, and eliminating the prime habitat of the bird. Those dams washed away any hope. So as the country decided to take those dams out and rewild the Lagoon of the Islands, the bitterns have returned. Now they're a top member of the food chain, so it's an even better story that they've come back, helps keep everything very healthy there in Australia and Tasmania. Good story. Happy to hear it. Hey, we're going to take another real quick break. Say thank you to a couple more sponsors and organizational donors, but we're coming right back with more here on the Good News Network, including our heroes of the week. And boy, wait till you hear this story. We're going to be back in just a moment, folks. Stay tuned. Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center, Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring. Yes. Thank you to all of our organizational sponsors and individual donors. If you'd like to become part of the New Thought Media Network family, please head on over to our website, ntmedia.org. Click on the donate button and become part of the family. All right, we got more good news coming your way. And first up, well, this is an interesting story. Turns out that a research team led by scientists at Osaka Metropolitan University in Japan are aiming to shorten recovery times and speed up bone healing by using a get this, hang on to your seats, a non-thermal atmospheric pressure plasma, which is attracting widespread interest for use in the medical applications due to its tissue repair capability. In the experiment, now this was all done on lab rats, so folks, we're not on human trials yet on this one. One group of 24 animals had normal fractures, which are generally easy to heal, while the other group of 20 had hard fractures or non-union fractures, where healing is usually prolonged or does not complete. Or is not completed. The irradiation didn't offer the normal fracture group any significant advantages, but boosted the healing and recovery time of the bones with non-union fractures. The strength of the healed areas of the irradiated non-union group was also about 3.5 times stronger than that of the non-irradiated group. All of these are findings published in a journal PLOS One, PLOS1. In vitro study of cells irradiated with the plasma for 5 to 15 seconds also showed that the activity of a protein that is an indicator of osteoblast differentiation increased, indicating that maturation of the bone-forming cells was progressing. A lot of science speak to say we're learning how to fix bones faster and make them stronger to boot. Oh my God, good news in the medical field. Hey folks, you know, here on the New Thought Media Network, we like to focus at least one story a week on our hero of the week. And this week, oh my God, we have three. And I couldn't decide between any of them, so I'm bringing you all three. See if you can catch the theme that emerges in these three stories. Yes, it's time for our hero of the week. A group of strangers in Tennessee jumped into action together this week, overturning a flipped car and rescuing a woman trapped inside. A independent film video was filmed near exit 221 of Interstate 40 in Hermitage, Texas. It shows people running along towards a silver vehicle that had flipped over in a field alongside the highway. The group of 8 men and women successfully turned the car upright and helped the woman whose airbag had engaged. Carolina Carlos, who filmed the video, said the woman inside the vehicle was unharmed and that the group waited for officials to arrive. She said that she filmed the moment to highlight the kindness shown by the group of strangers. She told a local news affiliate, "I feel hope in the community because I see all the bad news around the world. I saw some help from the people and the good intentions." Thank you, Caroline, for recording what's happening. And thank you to all of those good Samaritans whose names we don't have, but who made it all happen, saved that woman. However, I'm going to tell you, wait till you see this next story. And I think you'll see the theme emerging. On I-94 in Minnesota this week, a team of Good Samaritans and highway rescue personnel work together to save a stranger trapped unconscious inside a burning car. Dashcam footage shows 5 or 6 people running towards a car, an SUV on fire. They fail in their efforts to open the doors as the flames rise. And luckily, a member of the Minnesota Department of Transportation's Freeway Incident Response Team, they were formerly called the Highway Helpers, arrived just in time to smash the window glass and pull the driver out to safety. Sam Orbovich, 71, had lost consciousness behind the wheel of his vehicle. When he returned to consciousness, he said that he saw colors and motion. He said, "I'm alive today because several Good Samaritans and professional first responders saved my life." Oh my gosh. The State Patrol expressed their gratitude that the driver is okay due to the heroic actions of the individuals who stopped to help. That's Lieutenant Jill Frankfurt, and that's according to the Star Tribune. The actions of those who pulled the motors from the burning car demonstrates the importance and willingness of people throughout Minnesota looking out for each other. We're thankful everyone remained safe. Amen to that. Okay, enough burning cars, enough flipped over vehicles. But we've still got one more hero of the week. At the Richboro Taco Bell outside of Philadelphia, manager Becky Arbaugh wasn't working the lunch rush this week, but happened to be around. She heard screams coming through the drive-through window, followed by a harrowing words, "Call 911, the baby isn't breathing." That's a sentence nobody wants to hear. Arbaugh threw off her headset, rushed to see what the situation was, and saw Natasha Long holding the lifeless body of her 11-week-old son, Miles. Arbaugh told Good Morning America the mom was panicked. "I told her to give him to me and I performed CPR. I was trying to calm her down and comfort her and reassure her that he would be fine. The baby finally started to breathe. The ambulance came pretty quickly, and then they took over," according to Arbaugh. The EMT told her, "You saved a life today." Seems Mama Arbaugh, Becky, has some experience, as she has 4 children of her own and has had to restart the heart of one of her daughters a few times due to medical complications. Taco Bell emailed a statement to the local ABC News affiliate. "We're incredibly proud of Becky for her heroic act earlier this week, and we're getting in touch to express appreciation for her quick actions and kindness." Oh, Becky, you definitely deserve our hero of the week. Thank you for stepping up and standing out and doing the work of the divine. Whoo, baby. There it is, folks. There's the good news. I trust some of these stories will inspire you throughout the weekend, and you have a chance to share those with more people as well. And I want to thank you for being a part of the New Thought Media Network. Now, don't run away. In just a half an hour, Reverend Michael Mangus will be here with our Friday night fireside chat. Always a wonderful experience. Come back and join us at the top of the hour for Reverend Michael's fireside chat. And of course, tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. on the Mountain Time Zone, we have our Science of Mind and Spirit conversation series. We take a deep dive into the works of Dr. Ernest Holmes and learn more about the Science of Mind philosophy every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Please plan to join us for that. All right, I'm Dr. Robert. I'm going to get out of here for now, but until next time, I want you to know that you're amazing, and I wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.